When your cat follows you to the bathroom, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yeah, it feels clingy, maybe even a little annoying, like they just won't give you a second alone. But behind that behaviour, there's something deeper most people completely miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do, and if you shut them out, which most owners have, you might be quietly rejecting something they were trying to offer you. Let's start with what that behaviour really means. 1. They're not being needy. They think you're exposed. Have you ever noticed how your cat suddenly appears the moment you head toward the bathroom? Most people think it's curiosity, or that their cat just hates closed doors. But here's what's actually happening. To your cat, you just walked into a vulnerable space. Small room, limited exits, no high ground. In the wild, that's dangerous. Cats are wired to monitor vulnerable moments, eating, sleeping, or being in confined spaces. So when you close that door, your cat doesn't think they want privacy. They think they might need protection. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't following you for attention. They're positioning themselves as your lookout. And by the way, if your cat ever scratches at the door or cries when you're inside, don't brush it off. We'll come back to what that really means later, because it's deeper than it looks. 2. Your disappearance triggers their attachment system. Now here's where it gets even more powerful. What actually happens in your cat's brain when you disappear behind that door? A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that most cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners, the same type of bond seen between infants and parents. But here's what that really means. When you vanish, even for a minute, your cat doesn't just notice. Their brain reacts. They track you. They orient toward you. They want access to you, because your presence is their safety reference point. So when the door closes, it's not just a physical barrier, it's a disruption. Think about that. That soft meow outside the door, that paw reaching underneath, that's not noise. That's your cat trying to reconnect with their safe base. And here's what most people don't realize. The stronger the bond, the stronger this reaction becomes. 3. You're being reclaimed, not loved. Have you ever noticed what your cat does the moment they get inside the bathroom? They rub against your legs, your hands, your arms. Most people think it's affection, but here's what's actually happening. Your cat is marking you. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead, and tail base. When they rub against you, they leave behind invisible chemical signals, pheromones. These signals say one thing: this belongs to me. Now think about what just happened before that moment. You washed your hands, you used soap, maybe you showered. To your cat, you just erased their scent, so they rush in and fix it immediately. Think about that for a second. That cute rubbing? That's your cat restoring your bond, in the only language they fully trust. They're not just greeting you, they're reclaiming you. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. 4. This behaviour comes from survival instincts, not comfort. Now here's where it gets deeper. Why would a cat willingly enter a small enclosed space like a bathroom? In the wild, they wouldn't. Tight spaces with no escape routes are dangerous. Predators trap you there. You can't run. You can't climb. So instinct says, avoid it. But your cat ignores that instinct. Why? Because of you. This behaviour traces back to early survival patterns, where cats would stay near trusted individuals during vulnerable moments. Not because it was safe, but because it was safer than being alone. Think about that. Your cat is overriding instinct, choosing connection, over caution. And that's where this stops being about curiosity and starts becoming something else. 5. They don't do this with everyone. Have you ever noticed? Your cat doesn't follow everyone to the bathroom, just you. Maybe one other person, but not strangers, not guests. Most people think it's random preference, but here's what's actually happening. Cats are selective with proximity. They only insert themselves into vulnerable spaces with individuals they trust deeply. Studies on feline social behaviour show that cats choose specific humans as secure bases, not just companions. That means they don't just like you, they rely on you. And what makes this even more meaningful is They don't give this role out easily. So when your cat follows you, they're not just being attached, they're choosing you. Think about that for a second. Out of everyone in their world, you're the one they trust in their most vulnerable moments. 6. This is what most owners never realize. This is the part most people completely miss. Remember earlier when I said your cat might be reacting to more than just you closing the door? This is what I was talking about. When your cat follows you into the bathroom, they're doing something that goes against their survival design. They're entering a space with no escape route, no visibility, no control, and they stay. Because you're there, in the wild. That decision could cost them their life. But your cat makes it anyway. Here's what's actually happening. They're choosing you over their instinct to stay safe. Think about that. That's not curiosity. That's not habit. That's trust at its highest level. Your cat is saying, I feel safer with you than I do alone. 7. When they stop following you, it means something changed now. Here's what most owners never realize. What happens when your cat suddenly stops doing this? No more waiting outside the door, no more following you in, no more presence. Most people think they just grew out of it. But here's what's actually happening. Cats don't remove trust behaviors randomly. If that behavior disappears, something shifted. It could be stress, a change in environment, or a change in how safe they feel around you. Because when a cat feels uncertain, they don't confront it, they withdraw. So if your cat stops following you, don't ignore it. Because that small behavior was never small. It was communication, and its absence means something changed. So when your cat follows you to the bathroom, what are they really saying? Not just, don't leave me. Not just, I'm curious. But something much deeper. I trust you. I choose you. I feel safe with you, even here. That's not clinginess. That's connection. That's not habit. That's vulnerability. And that small moment where your cat sits by you in the most unexpected place, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either. And if this changed how you see your cat, hit subscribe.